Good day, everyone. How are you doing? This is Nikki Clarke, and welcome back to A Transformed Life. And the show is about my reflections on relationships and personal growth. So today's episode is going to deal with something that I have been meaning to talk about for the longest time. And it is about this situation. The red flags, or not necessarily the red flags, but the 10 indicators that a man will show you, will tell you you are not going to be his wife or his long-term partner. And, let's talk the truth. One of the biggest heartbreaks women face isn't just about betrayal in a relationship. It's sometimes betraying yourself by not paying attention to the signs, ignoring the signs. Signs that he's not serious, he's not ready, and definitely not planning a future with you. And the amazing Maya Angelou said it best: when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. So today I'm going to break down 10 major ways a man will show you you're not going to be his long-term honey, his wife, and when it's really time to believe him. So number one, here's a huge indicator. He keeps you a secret. So if you're always the after hours hangout, and I'm talking about, maybe he's always kind of scheduling times after midnight, after 1 a.m., and he never invites you to family functions, and his friends barely know your name, that's not love. It's hiding. So when a man sees you as his future, he's going to want to integrate you into every area of his life. And that means holiday dinners, work events, even casual friend gatherings. A man who's serious will post you, praise you, and proudly claim you. Now, let me give you some examples. I asked my father, I asked my son-in-law, and I asked a couple of people I don't know too well, and they all gave me the same answer. They knew within 2 to 6 months the woman they were with was going to be their wife. I asked my father said the first time he met my mother at college, mind you, they were teenagers, he claimed her as his wife within days of the meeting. They've been together for what's going on 59 years. Okay. My son-in-law, I asked him about my daughter, and of course he gave me a great answer, but he said within 2 months, he knew he was going to marry her, and they've been happily married for a couple of years now. And I asked some other gentlemen, and they're like, oh yeah, we always know. I said, really? He's like, the gentlemen tell me the same thing. Yeah, we always know within a few days, weeks. It will never go past, say, 6 months that person, that woman they met will be their wife. So men know. They know almost right away. So if you're being hidden, ask yourself, like, what's he protecting? Who's you keeping you from? What is going on? Why is this a secret? So that's number one indication. Number two, he's not consistent. So one day he's all, roses and romance, and the next day it's radio silence. And that's not mystery. That's mixed signals. One day, Dr. Jekyll, the next day, Mr. Hyde. Like, who are you? The mask keeps slipping off. Well, consistency isn't just about texts or calls. It's about showing up with the same energy, respect, and interest day after day. And a man who truly sees you as his wife won't make you guess where you stand. He will move with clarity and not confusion. Gone are the days, I believe, when women can just navigate chaos and figure it out. I think more women in this economy, in the state of the world, need to be guided through life with clarity. Confusion is not sexy. So don't romanticize inconsistency, because what it is, it's emotional instability dressed up as passion. Number 3, he avoids conversations about the future. So every time there's a talk about, what are we? And it ends up in silence, a joke, or they just change the subject. He's giving you an answer. That's an answer. A man who wants a future will ask questions about your dreams, where you want to live, whether you want children. He's going to include you in his planning. This whole let's go with the flow sounds cute until you realize the flow is going nowhere. And don't invest years in a situation that's allergic to progression. Number 4, he tells you directly or indirectly, and maybe you're just not listening, or maybe he's just not registering, or there's something that you're not allowing yourself to believe. It might come out as I'm not ready, or I'm not looking for anything serious. Or he may even say something like, you're too good for me. Pay attention. These are not invitations to fix him. These are confessions. Some men actually don't lie. We just don't want to hear the truth. And if he's not looking for commitment, don't assume you're going to be that exception. Take him at his word and believe him. Saves you a lot of time and heartache. Number 5, he doesn't make sacrifices for you. At times, real love will stretch you. Real love stretches. It makes room. It says, you matter enough for me to adjust. I have to make time for you. I have to change my work schedule. I have to, make certain sacrifices to bring you into my life. Now, if his work, friends, or habits always come first, you're not a priority. You're convenience. A man serious about marrying you will invest in you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and yes, even financially. If he won't drive 20 minutes to see you or skip a night out to be with you when you need him, now imagine how little he's going to do when life gets harder. So these are all signs. Number 6, he keeps the relationship vague. So you're in a situation with no clear definition. You're not dating. You're not exclusive. You're not official. And you might hear things like, why do we need labels? Why do we need to put a label on it? Or let's not ruin what we have. Vagueness protects his freedom, but not your heart. A man who sees you as his wife will want to secure the relationship, not keep it in the gray zone. So ambiguity is a stall tactic, and it's not a love language. Number 7, he doesn't support your growth. So when you talk about goals or new ventures, he gets quiet, or he's dismissive, or he's even competitive. A man who truly wants a life with you will encourage your evolution and not feel threatened by it. If he makes you feel guilty for leveling up, it's because he has no intention of growing with you. Marriage is a partnership, and if he's not clapping when you win now, he's not going to build a future with you later. Number 8, if he treats you like a backup plan. So if he disappears for days, then shows up when it's convenient for him. Have you been in a situation where you have this, roses and romance day, and then crickets for like days on end. You don't hear from him. And then he comes back and he tries to swoop you off your feet again. No, something is up. So he's flirting with others. He's keeping his exes close, or he isn't ready. That's what you're hearing all the time. I'm not ready, but doesn't want you dating anyone else. Like, does that make sense? Make that make sense. Okay. He's being elusive, but you can't talk to anybody. You can't have anyone else around you. You can't text back anybody. That's not fair at all. So you're always in limbo waiting for him to choose you. You know, you're always waiting to be chosen, and that's not right. So you are not a placeholder. If he's not making you feel like the main character, he's only keeping you around until he finds who he really wants. And you're nobody's option, sweetheart. You are the prize. Number 9, he disrespects your boundaries. So whether it's how you want to be spoken to, or how fast the relationship moves, or your values, he dismisses or overrides your limits. Okay? If you want to wait a while before you get intimate, and he's pressuring you like nobody's business to get intimate every single day, he is pushing your boundaries, trying to break it. A man who sees you as his wife will respect your no. He will respect your no. He'll honor your values and never pressure you to compromise your standards. If he laughs off your discomfort, or gaslights your feelings, or guilts you into silence, he's not your partner. He's a manipulator. And number 10, he's emotionally unavailable. You're doing all the emotional labor. So you're the one checking in, you're texting, you're calling every day. How you doing? Just want to make sure my boo is good. You good? Did you eat? So you're doing all this emotional labor. You're expressing your feelings, and you're finding the way to manage your conflict. And he won't even open up. He won't apologize. He won't acknowledge how you're feeling. He won't validate your feelings. And he's not going to talk about his deeper emotions. So you can't build a marriage on emotional neglect. A man who's ready for a wife is always ready to be emotionally present, not just physically around. So my dear friends, this is something I wanted to share with you. Love without sacrifice is just convenience. And it's not your job, ladies, to convince someone to see your worth. When someone shows you that you're not the one, again, believe them the first time. Save your heart and make space for the one who will choose you fully and without hesitation. So don't feel shame. Feel clarity. Love doesn't beg, chase, or prove. It shows up. And when a man shows you that you're not the one he sees in his future, it's not a rejection. It's redirection. So let go of who's not for you so you can make room for the one who chooses you every single day. Believe them the first time, ladies. Thank you so much for listening. This is A Transformed Life with Nikki Clarke. Peace and love.